Ladies and gentlemen, I am the American Spy Fox, and today is a very sad day. I'm still not feeling all too well, and I'm not going to be able to do a full-fledged video for you, but I couldn't not talk about this. In case you don't already know, Mark Lanegan has passed away at the age of 57. Mark had just recently written a book in which I have yet to read. I know that it has a ton of information about his relationship with Layne, Staley, and Kurt Cobain, and I guess I just thought that there was all the time in the world. I mean, he was still a young guy, you know, he's only 57 years old. I thought I had plenty of time to read the book, and eventually I would get around to it. And I have to admit, I even although I never mentioned this to anybody, I even kind of dreamed that maybe someday my channel would be big enough to where I could interview Mark Lanegan about his book. But, you know, life waits for no one. And also, if you can't tell, I'm still pretty beaten up from the coronavirus, which I thought was a joke. And let me tell you, it's not a joke. Yesterday was the first day that I got out of bed in 11 days. And there was definitely a point where I was reaching out to friends and asking them to, you know, check in on my boy if I didn't recuperate. But enough about me. Let's talk about Mark Lanegan for a second, because although his family's being quiet, his publicist is being quiet, there's still some things that we do know. I'll bring up an article real quick. So Mark Lanegan, the lead singer and co-founder of Screaming Trees and former member of Queens of the Stone Age, has died. Our beloved friend Mark Lanegan passed away this morning at his home in Killarney, Ireland. Our beloved singer, songwriter, author, and musician. He was 57, and he is survived by his wife Shelly. So even in that little bit of information, we know that he died in Killarney, Ireland. So that tells me that if someone is spending, they've made a home in that particular place, and that's where they're spending their retirement years, it's probably one of their favorite places on earth, Killarney. So we know that Lanegan, I believe Lanegan, the name Lanegan, he looks Irish. I believe the name is Irish. We know that Cobain is Irish, and we know that Kurt Cobain once said one of his favorite places on earth was Ireland and Scotland. And I wonder if perhaps at one point in time, when Mark and Kurt were friends with each other, if they came across Killarney, Ireland together and even talked about moving there or something, you know? You never know. Although Mark and Kurt's careers went sort of opposite directions, and Kurt, of course, died at a young age, so he didn't have a chance to build a larger catalog of music, we know that Mark and Kurt had tremendous respect for each other. There was a collaboration, and I believe it even says it in the article. Yeah, up at the top here, you can see it says collaboration with Kurt Cobain, Moby, and it lists all these other artists. They collaborated on Mark's solo album, The Winding Sheet, and a part of the reason why Cobain's vocals aren't really a part of that is, and I read this in an article, and I believe it's also talked about in the book Come As You Are, which we will continue as soon as I can breathe. They weren't really making any headway in their collaboration because each of them respected the other so much that they didn't want to get in the way. Kurt felt like Mark's vocals were better and his lyrics were better, and Mark felt like Kurt's vocals were better and his lyrics were better, so they ended up not really singing much together. They didn't want to step on each other's toes. They respected each other's abilities that much. And I think that's a tremendous feat if you can say that Kurt Cobain thought so highly of me that he didn't want to get in my way, because Kurt was the kind of guy who liked to take control. This is my band, this is my song, this is how we're going to play it, this is how it's going to be sung. You know, that was Kurt. And for him to just be like, nah, this is Mark's show, not my show, it says a lot about Mark Lanegan's talents and abilities. And I don't know about you, but I think today is a very sad day. You know, right after the birth date of Kurt Cobain, Mark passes away, and hopefully we'll find out more over the next few days or weeks. And don't be surprised if when I am fully at 100%, don't be surprised if you see a Mark Lanegan tribute video pop up in your notifications. That's all I can really say right now. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm still here, I'm still kicking, I'm recuperating, and let's just be happy that we're all still alive, right? Rest in peace, Mark Lanegan.